What's going on, everyone? Jim here, RC80. Got the old Trx4 Bronco out on the adventure course. It is April 7th and a balmy 80 degrees out here today. Unbelievable for April. We have the deep lug paddle tracks on the Bronco. And we're going to see how she fares out here on the adventure course. First rock obstacle. Go right up and over. Going into the frog pond. Tracks seem a little bit tight on the truck here. We're going to cheat the frog pond here and just go right up and over the wall if we can. I'm just going to kind of bebop around on the course here, go from one spot to another. Mainly just testing to see how the tracks behave out here in the dirt. Yeah, no problem there. We're going to spin this thing around. See how she does climbing up this hill. We got stuck here with our other tracks last fall, with the custom cut standard tracks. And we're getting stuck here this year with the deep lugs. And we made it. A little throttle persuasion. I'll turn around, go back up and in and into the rocks. It's all soft sand down there in the base of this hill we just drove through. Into the rocks. I said I would never take my tracks out onto the course in the past. And that was with my standard tracks. Now I'm out here with a set of deep lugs. Another thing that I said I wouldn't do. We're only going to do this one time. So we're going to make it a good one. A little track rub going on with the passenger side rear fender. The spot that we're in right now is going to be excavated out. We're going to dig all that out and add a mud bog through that whole section underneath the brick bridge. All the water tends to gather there anyway, so we figured we might as well take advantage of it. Strong angles for the tracks, coming off the rocks and going up the next turn here. Pretty strong angle for the truck as well. The Savox servo just singing away in there. See if we can just go right up and over this big guy if we can. I don't think we're going to be able to. Brake over angle on our tracks there, can't back up so well with the rocks. Oh, maybe get some traction on that thing. There we go. Track rub on the body with the deep lugs. That body has been drastically trimmed as well, so with the rock sliders. It's probably actually hitting the chassis at that point in time. And we are up it. Not too shabby. Do a little spot drop in here and put it in front of our brick hill. See how it does on this. Definitely putting some wear and tear on my tracks, my poor deep lug paddle tracks. Getting some wear and tear here. I think we actually did better with the other tracks, the stock tracks with the custom cut tread pattern on them. Deep lugs, we are fighting to get traction just because we don't have as much of a surface area with those paddles. Deep lugs way better in the snow, but not so good on the brick here. I think our other tracks are more beneficial in this area. I don't think we're going to get up this without some winch assistance. Go around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Come on, baby. Down that tree. One track hop in there. Driver's side. Alright, we made it. No winch required. A little bit of a fight, though. Up onto the rumble strips. Difficult run here. Might be relatively easy with the tracks on it. Picking it up on these rocks. Oh, fell off. Start getting on some of those real strong approach angles and departure angles, and really start seeing those tracks hop. Right there, a little track bind on the driver's side rear. Major track rub. Really pushing the extremes on the angles here with the tracks out on the adventure course versus in the wintertime. Our articulation angles are being pressed. Oh, get it. Roll over. Let's see what it looks like coming at us here. Not much room on the top of this rock. Oh, boom. Down she goes. Heading into the log bridge, let's see how she handles this. We'll go straight up the toughest section, which is right up the middle. Easiest on the far left side, our side. We went right up the middle. That's pretty good. Deep lugs definitely do good on the log bridges. Taking our hard right turn and heading up the hill. A lot of track rub going on there to make that corner. Have to make a slight right turn as you're coming over the edge of this bridge. Be careful of that when you're filming. Easy to drive off the edge. Continuing along over the monster tree root, and we are getting some track bind. This root is inverted back here, washed out. Yeah, tough to get a good angle on it. The track just wants to nose in underneath the log to kind of force it up and over. Tracks definitely have their purposes, that is for sure. There's certain areas that they really do good out here and certain areas that they don't do so good. Kind of have to pick and choose. For the most part out here on the adventure course, tires really get the job done. Much better than the tracks do in the summertime. Like I said, the tracks do have their purposes though. They're great in the sand. Obviously good on the log bridge. And in some of the rock areas as well. You can get some good bite with the tracks. Downfall is our departure angle when we're backing up with the tracks. Rooted up section across the back. Track's doing good in that area. I apologize for the course's appearance. Right now we are basically the second run of the year. First run after the Easter Sunday Fun Day run. So we haven't done any construction or prep out here at all. This is right where my friend's daughter Coraline was stuck the other day, last Sunday, with her Vatera K10 Ascender stock Super Swamper tires, stock Vatera Super Swampers. She had a little bit of trouble in this area. No problem with the tracks, which is to be expected. No problems whatsoever with the tracks in that area. Move over to a more difficult section on this hill, which is on the other side of this tree. This side can be a little bit more challenging. Tree roots. Vertical climb. Come on, baby, get some bite. Oh, she made it. That is a tough climb. That is a tough climb. It has trouble with tires, so yeah, did much better with tracks in that spot. Turn around and see what she does coming back up the sand hill. I came out here with a rake and raked up this hill to try to loosen up the sand as much as possible, just to make this as difficult as we possibly can. Rolling slow. We're slowing down, we're spinning, that is for sure, but man, she's just walking right up to the top. No problems whatsoever with the deep load paddle tracks. Didn't expect any problems there, but yeah, no problem. Speed it up a little bit. Piece of cake. Alright, more spot dropping. Just put it in front of our over-under log bridge slash rock bridge. The hill coming up on the other side over yonder is getting pretty gnarly. So we'll see how she handles that. We'll see how she handles that. We'll see how she handles that. She shows by the seashore. Climbing up and out from underneath the log bridge into the over-under rock bridge. This is the sand hill that I was expecting us to have a little bit of issues with. Maybe, possibly. Transmitter squeaking. No problem. Piece of cake. That is some soft sand down there. Yeah, piece of cake in that stuff. See the sand moving underneath the tracks. Yeah, no problem. Coming up to a long sand hill, long sweeping uphill turn. Piece of cake with tracks. Moving over to the log crossing. Once again, this one can be very difficult. You just wouldn't think so, but it can be insanely difficult. See, everything is leaning downhill. All the logs leading up to it are leaning downhill. They're all very smooth, sand filling in between the gaps. Makes it very difficult to get traction. There is a sweet spot for making it up here. And we just kind of bypassed it slightly. That last little ridge getting over top of that log can be tricky. Piece of cake. Alright, so we kind of used the sweet spot and we kind of bypassed it. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Let's just see if we can go straight up it without getting near the sweet spot. We're about 2 inches to the left of the sweet spot. She's pretty much climbing straight up it. Yeah, very simple with the deep lug paddle tracks. Piece of cake making over that log hill. Moving along into Prometheus here. Our crashed alien spaceship, which has suffered some major erosion. This one's going to be getting dug out. And we're going to put a pond liner in here. And have a little water feature possibly going around this corner. Approaching our storm damage section. Uphill sweeping left. Now there is definitely a combination to get through here. Originally it was all random, but after a couple of years of driving through this, there's a definite route for making it through here safely. We've got some track bind going on with our passenger side front. Oh yeah, major track bind. Just can't get our front of the track over top of this log. There we go. Major track bind on the back. Fully articulated out there. Stock suspension. Body lift on the truck. Rock sliders are raised. Rock sliders are trimmed big time. Body's trimmed big time. Making it through. Definitely easier getting through there with tires than it is with tracks on that particular section. Roll over. Alright, coming up to the rock bridge. I think we're just going to bypass here and go across the log bridge if we can. Rock bridge shouldn't be a problem. Log bridge might be a little bit of a challenge. As we try to make our approach. Dropping over the edge there a little bit. Yeah, living on the edge of this one. Feel every bump in that track. Alright, no problem. To our next storm damage section, a far off view. You can climb right up and over the wall. Oh, we threw a track. We got a track off. Right there. Yep, we threw a track. Wild. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. We get our slab back together. A little bit of a hill there that we're sitting on. Oh, stepping into a hill. We're trying to climb up and over this ridge. Right there, it's all inverted, washed out. Sorry about the camera angles. No problem, piece of cake with tracks, other than throwing a shoe there when we first turned onto it. But you know, that's a heck of an inversion right there. It's about 5 or 6 inches deep or high. Alright, well, we know she's going to make it through the rest of this stuff without a problem. So let's do some more spot dropping and see how she does on the brick bridge and the teeter-totter. Making our approach to the brick bridge. Vertical climb up this first set of bricks. Deep lugs, getting a good bite on that. Yeah, no problem on the brick bridge. Teeter-totter time. Teeter-totter time. We're just skipping a little bit. Hit and miss tires or tracks on this teeter-totter. Definitely getting some track spin. Passenger side track is just kind of hanging in the air a little bit there. Kind of torque twisting its way up a little bit. Wandering off course slightly. Balancing act. Yeah, not bad. I made it up. No complaints. Yeah, spot dropping. Last little test location. Climbing up and out of the over under rock bridge and heading back up to the entrance of the track. Hit and miss on the rocks with the tracks, that is for sure. One heck of an angle that we're trying to make there. Doesn't look like much on camera, but it can be pretty tricky. Yep, a lot of track skip there going on with those deep lugs. Don't get nearly as much rubbing with the standard tracks that are custom trimmed down. Not that the custom trim has anything to do with it, but just the tread depth from the standard tracks versus the deep lugs. Not as much rubbing. Yeah, cakewalk. Out we go. And that is going to do it, everyone. Deep lugs versus the adventure course. First run there, just spot dropping. Don't want to really put too much wear and tear on my tracks just because, once again, I use these in the wintertime, not in the summertime, primarily. But for craps and giggles, I figured I'd throw it out on the course and give you guys a little show and tell on how well they work out on the adventure course during the summertime. Quite large. We need to come out here and do some serious work on this thing this spring. Which it is right now, spring. Feels like summer. 80 degrees once again. Very warm. So that is going to do it, everyone. Very much appreciated for y'all sticking around and watching the video. As always, questions and comments are always welcome. And we will see you all on the next one. Thanks again.